Hi there and welcome back to Quaint Steamworks. Today in Collection Corner we've got a very special engine. Now this engine is an R engine, this is part of the National Collection so it's on loan to us. But it is the wonderful Cornwall and let's have a little look around it. So yes, this is Cornwall and this was built in 1847, so this is really early on in when it comes to steam trains, and was designed specifically for difficult word to get out, but specifically for the express trains of the time. So we're talking sort of 50 plus miles an hour, which may not sound very fast now, but back in 1847, when most people were used to the speed of a horse, that would have been something else. Now, the engine you see today looks nothing like the original one that was designed. Now, it was designed by Francis Trevithick. Now, you may recognise that name because his father, Robert, was well known in the early steam world for his beam engines and things like that, in all throughout the mines. Now, when he designed this, it didn't have a cab. The boiler was completely different. The chimney was completely different. So it looked, no, in fact, the wheel arrangement was completely different. So let's go have a quick look and I'll show you what I mean. So now it is on what's called a 222 arrangement. So there's two wheels at the front, two in the middle, and two at the back. Originally, it was a 422. It's always had this massive driving wheel, which is about 8'6". So it's a fair old beast of a thing. The boiler itself was actually set right down in the frame. So the top of the boiler originally would have been about here. Now that probably caused quite a few issues, which it was rebuilt quite quickly on and had a more conventional boiler put in. So quite quickly it began to look a bit more like this. So as a result, the smoke box was smaller. The chimney was a big tall thing. Imagine like Rocket, that kind of huge chimney. So basically everything from the frames up is totally different as to how it was originally designed. So these beautiful bits of cutout and on the wheel, this is all original. So this is how Trevithick did it. Everything else was done by a guy called John Ramsbottom in, when was that? 1858, I think. 1858. So this has had a pretty storied life. This is a pretty famous engine, and it's done a lot of work. So yeah, it's like I say, it's an 8'6" driving wheel, which is an absolute monster. So I imagine they did this to try and get the speed up through the limited amount of motive power that they would have been achieving back then. So like I say, in 1858 had some more works done. So it had, the boilers done, and it had new smoke boxes, things like that. It had some more work then done in 1871. So that was done by a guy called Webb, from memory. He added the cab. He added again. He redid the smoke. Redid the smoke box. It had a new boiler. It had a new smoke box door put on it. Some of the safety valves were closed in, so it was made to, rebuilt to a much more modern standard, in all things considered. So pretty much by that point, it looks like what you see right here. So it's a pretty weird looking thing, but it's lovely. This is right up my street. Quite steampunky, a little bit out there, but a true pioneer of its time. So, I mean, another fact about this is that this is done probably done over 1 million miles. There is no recorded information on it before its rebuild. But since its rebuild, it had done 943 odd thousand miles. So that's pretty impressive for a loco of this age. It was also involved in the centenary of the Stockton and Darlington Railways, which is obviously very present at the moment with Railway 200. So this is the one that celebrated it first. Now, unfortunately, it's not in a state to be celebrating it again soon. I think it was in 1975 they were looking at doing it for the 150th anniversary, getting it back into steam, and the boiler inspector put his hammer through the boiler. So ever since then, it has definitely not been running. It'd need a whole new boiler doing to it, and that is not a cheap undertaking. So this was taken out of service in 1927. So after it'd done the centenary of the Liverpool to Manchester run, it was taken out of service, like completely wasn't used for anything else. But this is one of the first engines that was actually purposely preserved. So what we're kind of seeing now is pretty much how it was left over. So there's lots of patchwork around in the place. The floors are kind of like, it's not, I say temporary floor in the loosest possible terms. It's a permanent floor, but it's not the original floor. But it's a very good example of literally it came out of service. It's been painted up to look nice. And this is how it was. So the main engine here, now, it's still pretty much an open cab. You know, you're not going to stay very dry in here if it starts raining. But there are remnants of where there would have been a canvas sheeting that came over that would have tied down onto the tender. But other than that, it is pretty much a standard loco now. So, you know, you've got your main regulator for making it go forwards and backwards. Your forward and reverse is on a handle with a lock on it to stop it moving as it's going around. Nice little feature that I do quite like for the firebox. So instead of having it on a lever down there, it is nice and easy to hand and keep it open. Gauge glasses, so yeah, pretty much a standard affair, but quite well thought out. So, you know, if you're driving along and you're stood here and going out, you've got dual controls for your brakes. So as you can see, that operates on either side and it lets you know when it's running and on and off. So yeah, it's quite a spacious place to be when the tender's on. When the tenders are off of these type of things, they're a pretty sketchy place to be because there's nothing stopping you falling off the back. It's nice though. I do like this a lot. Now I'll get Amber to show you the tender. So we have the handbrake here. Now on all tender engines, so that's obviously where you've got the engine and the tender separate with the carries the coal and the water. It's always the tender that is handbraked, not the engine. So the engine itself is effectively free running when it doesn't have this. So they're always chocked. You've got two storage boxes. These would have been for oils, basic tools, lots of rags, things like that, keeping your engine clean as you're running along. Now, as you can see, the floor has been replaced many times. Here is part of the original floor, but you can see that is rotted away a long time ago. And this really is a patchwork of different sheets that have been placed over it over time. So this is where basically all your water storage is for the engine in these tanks going around. And then the bit I'm in would have been the coal storage. And you've got the greedy bars on the top just to stop it spilling over. So as well as being part of the National Collection here, during the 1980s, it actually was all painted up, tarted up, made to look really nice. And then it was shipped off to Japan for an exhibition there. So it spent a few years there, I think. And then it was all shipped back over, put back into the National Collection. And that's pretty much where it stayed. I think it moved in and out of exhibition halls and into like long-term storage. And then when Really Road was built, this came to us on long-term loan, and it's been here since 2017. So, I mean, it's quite nice being in here. This is a London North Western Railway engine. It's in a London North Western Railway station building. So it all fits. I mean, I don't know whether it ran on this route, but this is certainly the type of engine that would have arrived. We're very lucky to have it here. It certainly makes a great entrance piece when you walk into the Really Road. When you've got the weddings here, you know, it's a fantastic thing to be have your photographs against. So yeah, we feel pretty privileged to have it, really.
And what's your thoughts on racing?
Oh, well, actually, I like this one. I like this one quite a lot. I mean, it's got to be well up there on usefulness, because in its time, it was, you know, as a little blue engine once said, it was a very useful engine, this one. So, I don't know, I'd definitely give it an 8 or 9 in usefulness.
Look.
Oh, definitely an 8 on the look, 8 or 9 on the look, because it's nice. I mean, in this form, the original form is a little bit ropey. I mean, it's very, very Victorian, the original form. You know, I'm sure we'll be able to put a picture of that up. And you'll see exactly what I mean. Yeah, no, I like this one a lot. I mean, it's quite quirky. You know, it's unique. There's definitely none of these left lying around. I would have, you know, like I said, this is one of the first ones to be preserved. So preservation wasn't even a thing back then. It was just kind of like, well, this, it was recognised it was a special engine. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. We're honestly so made up that we've made over 1,000 subscribers now. Like, if there's anything more you want to see, please let us know, and we'll see you all next time. Bye. I cannot have that on my head. None of them fit me. Look, they're all. My head is just too big. Sorry, I'm too big-headed. There you go. Does that one fit?
It does, engine driver.
Oh, I can't wear it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I'm not an engine driver. They're called greedy bars.
Are they?
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, I've always called them greedy bars. That's what I've always been taught they've been called. Because, you know, you're greedy. You keep having extra than you should have. Yeah.